Students in the pink group are reading the highest in this category of students. They know all of their letters, they read most of their initial, medial, and final sounds, and they're able to read many high-frequency words. So as we begin to write with these students, we need to allow them to use as many words as they would like to describe the photos and the facts that they found about their interesting, topic that you're writing about. And so for this, you want to encourage the student to do some discussion about the facts and encourage them to come up with a well-planned sentences for those facts. So let's talk about some examples of what that might look like as we're thinking about 2 to 3 lines of print on the left-hand side of the page, but also have the picture there, and then 2 to 3 lines of print on the right-hand side of the page, or even more, and the picture for that particular fact would be there. So this is a more advanced version of the writing. So if we have the fact that you found in maybe one of your books as an example of the dogs can have dreams when they sleep, we might talk with the students and encourage them to write something that might sound like this. Dogs can have dreams when they sleep. You might even hear them make sounds while they are dreaming. What we're trying to do is expand the kinds of words that the students will be writing about that fact, but not make it so long that it's unmanageable. On this side, the fact is dogs can see blue and yellow the best. And so I might talk with the student and expand that fact into something that sounds like this. We used to think that dogs were colorblind, but dogs can see blue and yellow the best out of all colors. I'm trying to get a large variety of words, both high frequency words and other vocabulary words here. So what does this look like when I'm writing with my students? The one thing that's going to be very, very important as you talk with your students and you write with your students about these sentences is this practice page. So you aren't going to have a writing page. You're going to write directly in your book with your students, but you are going to have a practice page where the students are going to come over here and practice out maybe some new ideas or some new words. So let's practice what this might look like. So if our first sentence we talk with the students says something like, dogs can have dreams when they sleep. You might ask the student, do you know how to write the word dogs? And I'm going to use my left hand if it's student writing and my right hand if it's teacher writing. Your page may have more student writing than teacher writing, but let's just go with this example. So the sentence is dogs can have dreams when they sleep. The first word is dogs. I'm going to ask the student to come over here and show me on the practice page that they know how to write the word dogs. And if they do it correctly, it's a pretty simple word for this level, then I'm going to have them go over here and write out dogs can. Usually at this level, they're going to know that little word can. Have, so that's a 4-letter word, have, 4-letter high frequency word. You might decide to let them give it a try. And let's say they give it a try and they do something like this, have. That's where you're going to say, we've got something that isn't quite right. We're going to fix that up. And you're going to use your tape, your correction tape here, to cover up any letters that might be wrong over here on this isn't cooperating with me. Okay, I got it. So you're going to just take this piece of correction tape and just put it right over anything that might have been mistaken. And then don't let that thing go down. And you're going to say, okay, that word have, let's take that over here to our practice page and practice that. And I, as the teacher, would write that word for them. There's the word have. Then I would switch and I would tell them, now you write that word have. Good. That's the word have. Write it again. have. Okay. Once they have that down, they can come over and see what they wrote correctly. And oh, it's an E right there. And I'm just going to have them put that. Now I'm going to repeat our sentence over again. Dogs can have dreams. Ooh, that's a good word. Dreams. What is that first part? What I might do over here is I might put what's called letter boxes. And I'm going to put a box for every letter. D-R-E-A-M-S. And I'm going to ask the child, what do you hear? Dreams. And you're going to work together while they fill in these boxes with those letters. E. What do you hear? Dream. Oh, I hear an M next. I'm going to take the pen and I'm going to say, in here, there's an A. Dream. They're going to say, oh, M. Dreams. Good. So now we have that word dreams. And I'm going to ask them to take that word and put it right over here. Dreams. And they're looking at it carefully. And let them write that over there. Dogs can have dreams when. I may decide to just write that little word when. When. I might also write they, because I like that word sleep. I'm going to put that word over here just like a teacher makes the boxes. I'm sorry. Sleep. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to let them sleep. Oh, I'm going to take it. This time it's two E's together. Sleep. Good. Now I'm going to go over here and ask them. You worked on that word, so go ahead and put that word right over here. Then the student's going to go on to the next part. You might even hear them make sounds when they are dreaming. So you are making the decisions as to when to go to the practice page, or when you're going to write on the main page, or when they're going to write on the main page. So you're writing, you may ask them, oh, make sure you use a capital Y. First word in the sentence, you might. So the teacher might decide to write a word like might. You might even, you could decide to have the student write that, or you might write it here. Oh, I might do this and say this word here. Here. Oh, you know what? It's like dream. It has that EA together. Here. See how we're making some connections now between words right here with these sound boxes. So I might have the child work on that and put that right over here, because we're working on those complex medial vowels with that. You might even hear them. Teacher might write that. Make. Oh, I bet the student can do make. Make. Sounds. You could divide that word up, or you could decide teacher's going to write that word. Sounds. While. Oh, that's a good one for the teacher to write. You might work on that. It's a 5-letter, but you're going to base this also on your time, how they're doing with sticking with you here, how they're doing taking these on. The little word are, and then I think that last word dreaming is good, because up here we use dreams. Now what if I want to say dreaming? Oh, so I'm going to ask the student to just write dream outside of the boxes, maybe right next to it. Dream. And then what goes ing? Ing. I'm going to ask them if they might know it. If they don't know it, you write it. But now we went from dreams to dreaming, all in one sentence, or all in one experience here. So I might ask them to go ahead and say dreaming. Now you have your words, and you have some space to do pictures. So this is going to look very much like the kind of text that they are reading. Then you'll go on to your next sentence. If you have time and you want to work on the picture, that's fine. If you feel like they're ready to do more sentences in one day, that's fine too.